Hello and welcome to the match preview of Manchester United and West Brom on Saturday. Now, Manchester United go into this on the back of a heavy defeat to Everton, which was a horrible performance. At home, at Old Trafford, Manchester United have been pretty decent this season. I think they've got they've got one of the best home records in the league compared to their away form. Sati, I don't know how you see this going because I think we've still got some injury problems, concerns to worry about. Do you think this is going to be an easy game? I mean, can we sort of relax a bit now? Because I mean, Liverpool have lost to Hull, so personally, I think that the top four place is probably in the bag now. So we could maybe, I mean, we should be looking to win this comfortably anyway, but we could maybe relax a bit, couldn't we now?
Yeah, if we win on Saturday against West Brom, I think top four's all but secured because if Liverpool won last night, it would be a different story. They'd be 4 points behind, and you'd probably say that they've got a chance. But if we win it on Saturday, I think it's over. It's genuinely over. Obviously, it'll be mathematically possible for Liverpool to still get there, but I think in confidence-wise, I think we'll be able to easily get top four. It's just a matter of the injuries thing, which is going to probably cause us a few problems, especially for Lou Van Gaal, especially with his team selection going into it with Wayne Rooney looking to be out for the rest of the season, which is a big blow. You've also got Van Persie that can also step in, but he won't be able to do the job Wayne Rooney does in terms of being disciplined and actually getting his movement off the ball. But I just think Van Persie's that kind of guy that will be in the box more often as a Rooney coming deep, which I think is kind of a good thing in a way. But he's not Wayne Rooney, so Van Persie he does all right on his day, but hopefully he does get us a couple of goals from now to the end of the season. Falcao, I just hope he just doesn't even get on the bench because for me he doesn't deserve a spot, especially with the amount of money he's getting each week. So for that to be on that salary, he need to be good, and he just hasn't been good enough. Also going into, I think Chris Smalling's picked up a knock as well in training, so that would be interesting to see if he does actually make it fit. It was apparently in Monday, I think it was, they trained or something, or Tuesday, I'm not too sure, and then he picked up a knock, and Lou Van Gaal didn't obviously say it to the media, but there's been leaked information out, so hopefully he does make it Saturday, that'd be a good thing, but if he doesn't, then we're really stuck.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, if all these injuries are out, I don't know, Liam, as a neutral, how do you see this game going? I mean, with all these injury concerns that Manchester United have got, do you think that West Brom have got any chance going to Old Trafford? I mean, looks like Wayne Rooney's out probably for the rest of the season, and Carrick may be out again, and if Chris Smalling's out, there's not a lot in defence either. So West Brom may have a chance in this game, mightn't they?
Sure. Yeah, I think West Brom. I think they're 7 points actually off the relegation in the relegation zone. I mean, Sunderland are on 30 points. West Brom 37. I'm not really sure how goal difference, but sure they're still in that kind of I would say kind of relegation battle. But I don't think there's a few other teams below them. There's like Newcastle, Hull, Villa, Leicester before even the relegation zone. So I think they're 13th. But I'm sure they would love a bit of a win. They'll put them on 40 points. And I think that'd be good enough for them. Just looking at threats properly, Berahino. He's had a fantastic season, 18 goals in all competitions. He's made a debut for England as well, international. So, those are kind of players that sure can put up a bit of a threat against United. The recent injuries, yeah, sure, it'll be a problem, but it's so hard to call with this game because, will West Brom really want to turn up at Old Trafford? Do they really want to get a result? United, they're pretty much top four. I mean, just to seal the deal properly, it'd be nice if they could get it done. But it's just, I think it'd be a very kind of 60-40 kind of game. I think United will get the job done. Even injuries, like you said, Smalling, obviously, United's best personally defender this season. So, I think it'll be a tight game. But yeah, like I say, West Brom 13th, United are 4th. There's quite a big gap between them and Liverpool. So, I mean, it's just what teams up for it on the day. Could be West Brom more, if I'm honest. But like I say, United still get even second, so they might want to finish on a high.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, probably Manchester United got to be really looking at probably hitting third spot really to avoid that qualification for the Champions League because that could be a tricky tie, couldn't it? I mean. If you finish there, you could end up with playing someone like Valencia or a tie that might not be as as easy as most people think. But I mean, Sati, do you think if Michael Carrick's out again, do you think it's going to cause a problem? I mean, everyone's saying that it's the reason why we lost the last 2 games. I mean, we might well have lost that Everton game anyway. I mean, our away form's been bad, but we really need to get him back and fit. And obviously, there's got to be some sort of defence out there because we seem quite bad at the back.
Yeah, I think Michael Carrick. He's done wonders whenever he comes into the squad because you see Leuvenhoek, he's not really had much to deal with in the sense of injury problems of recent. But obviously in the early season, I think Carrick was out for a while, and that's probably you could give that down to our poor start of the season. But Carrick, whenever he does play, he dictates the play and he does it so well that he was very underrated before, but this season. But I think since he's come in, everyone started to really rate him highly, and we all knew how good he was before, but no one really took it that much of an interest. And he's got his call up to the England squad. He's back in the England squad now. He just does everything so smoothly and simple. 25-yard goals, but he does everything so simple what he does. And his first thought is always positive, which is going forward, which I like about it. You saw the Daily Blind against Everton at Goodison Park. He was always passing it sideways and looking for the safer option, playing it back to David De Gea, which I thought was a bit negative, and that's probably you could say, oh, that's probably why we didn't go as forward and we weren't clinical enough and taking the chances in the final third. But I just think with my character in the team, you've seen it in Tottenham. He got man of the match because he played it forward every time he got the ball, and he got assists for Fellaini. He was doing everything, and he got himself a goal as well. He just knows what to do, and he's been there for so long. It's great to see him play, but when he's out of the team, we look unbalanced. We've got more attacking players than we have defending, and it's a bad thing because see the lads that we have in the midfield. Herrera, he's good defensively, but he's not as a Carrick player, is he? He's more creative. So the same with Mata. Fellaini's more aerial threat. So I think we don't really have a Carrick. We do, but it's in Blind, and Blind has just come into his first season, and he's come off the back of an injury against Everton, so you can't really blame him that much. In your first season of the Premier League, it's a tough league to come into, so it'll take time. But Carrick, he knows what he does, and without him, we struggle big time, as we've seen on Sunday.
Yeah, definitely. I don't really think that Daley Blind so far stepped up to the plate as well as Carrick, but I think he's done a decent job, and at left back he done a decent job as well. I don't know, Liam. Do you think that if Van Persie's leading the line, it'd be okay for Manchester United? I mean, Falcao really hasn't hit it off this season, has he? I mean, he's been absolutely terrible in terms of his goal scoring threat, and Van Persie was, till he got injured, the Manchester United's leading goal scorer. I know he's coming to his later years in his career, but he's still got a goal threat in him. He got a couple of goals last night for the under-21s, so he's working his way back into form. If he starts, do you think he could cause West Brom quite a lot of problems?
I always think class is always permanent. I think with Van Persie, sure, I know, like I said, after the injury, of course, your form dip, your morale, just, what's the point? But he's got something about him, Van Persie. I think he's still definitely, I think he's 33, 34, I'm not sure of his age, but, yeah, sure, like Falcao, that's a completely another, that's been going on all season since I've been doing these videos, it's just constantly just Falcao, he's not good enough, and sure, at the end of the day, I've always wanted him to do so well in the Premier League, just because I think a few months ago I was still saying he's the best striker in the world. But sure, like I say, I don't think every player is suited to the Premier League. I think Di Maria, I think he can be. I think there's still a bit to show. But is he, just from the background, just talk a bit about Di Maria. Is he enjoying life here? Could say the same for Falcao. Completely different culture, completely different climate. You got to take a bit of that into consideration as well. So. Sure, I'm not sure mentally what's going wrong with Falcao, but Van Persie's very experienced in the league, so sure, he should be the man to lead United against West Brom. I don't really see West Brom as a massive threat. Sure, I know, like I said a minute ago, that they do need to stay up, and they're 7 points off relegation, but I think they will stay up. I think Tony Pulis is an experienced manager, and he's been to big grounds like Old Trafford, so yeah, sure, it would be a tough game, of course, but I think United will just have the edge just for the experience at the end of the day.
Yeah, I think they're probably just at the edge, especially their home form. I mean, if it was away at West Brom, I wouldn't be so confident that they're going to get the 3 points. But yeah, I really think that probably that Robin van Persie's should definitely be starting this game ahead of Falcao. Moving along to the team, I mean, Sati, what would you pick for this game? I mean, there's quite a few injury problems, and I mean, I presume you'd pick the same formation for this game, but the team, I mean, obviously a few players pick themselves, but with so many injuries, it's a bit of a concern what we're going to go with.
Yeah, I think going into it before these, these couple of runs that we were on against Tottenham, Man City, and Liverpool, you would probably expect the same lineup throughout the rest of the season because we're doing so well. But the injuries cost us, and I think that cost us against Chelsea. With Mike Carrick being in the team, and yes, I know it's only one man. One man doesn't make a team, but with him in the team, it would just be so positive. I think we'd be able to, finish our chances. We would have done that against Everton. Probably, I don't think we would have been that confident. I think we could have got a draw against Everton if Mike Carrick was in the team. Because Chelsea, I think they were there for the taking because they were just sitting back. They allowed us onto us, but the team, it's strange because obviously in goal you've got David Gea, and people have been questioning about him because he, in sometimes he didn't play that well against Everton. And he got away with it against Aston Villa when he conceded that goal through Benteke. So people have been complaining, and he has been getting away with it, a bit like Wayne Rooney. He hasn't been that good Wayne Rooney in the last couple of games. He's been off form, and he's been getting away with it. Both players have. So I think David Gea still obviously stay in goal, but I just think he needs to choose whether he wants to be at United for his 4 or 5 years or so, whatever his contract will be, or he wants to move to Real Madrid, because we can't have a player that wants to be somewhere else and his head isn't in the game. Because if that's the case, you saw it against Everton, he wasn't even bothered. He was hesitating to come pick the ball up. David Gea doesn't do that. That's a big concern. But right back, and I don't think he's worthy of a right back position. That's why I'm going to go with Paddy Manette right back, because I think whenever Paddy Manette played a right back against, yes, I know it was Cambridge and against Burnley at Old Trafford, he did all right, and I think people underestimate him because he's young and he's pretty skinny. So I think he's got ability to play that right back position. Centre backs, I'll go with Smalling. Hopefully he is fit because he's been probably our best centre back in these last couple of games, which we have been defeated. Next to him, I want to see Rojo brought back in because Jones, he needs to go as soon as possible. Left back Luke Shaw, I think he's been our best attacker over the last 2 games, which is saying something considering the fact he's a left back. He's just been amazing, and his attacking and defensive work rate's been great as well. And 3 in midfield, I'll probably go Dayblind. I'll drop Marouane Fellaini because I think he had a bad game, and I think we need to keep him fresh for the Arsenal game. So I think that's a big game, next week. We don't want to pick up any injuries. I'll probably keep Marouane Fellaini for that game. I'll probably bring Di Maria back in to get some match fitness, because I think if he isn't fit enough for Arsenal and he just comes out of the blue and just starts, I think it will be the game against Liverpool where he just didn't look fit and he just came off the bench and didn't play well. I think that'll be a key. Play Di Maria alongside Blind and Herrera in 3. Herrera's just been amazing, no complaints there. On the wings, it's difficult because you want to see a good, attacking lineup, especially with Rooney being out. But up front, I'll go Van Persie. Left wing, it's going to be Ashley Young because he has been playing very well. And right wing, I'll give it to Adnan Januzaj because I think if he needs to start playing, because he's just so young. Every United fan wants to see him do well, and he's just not playing at the moment. If he just plays against West Brom, he's not the best of opposition, but I think he can cause a few threats. And I think going that lineup is a strong lineup to go with. Hopefully, my character is fit though.
Yeah, definitely. Some interesting thoughts there. I mean, you've gone for Paddy McNair at right back and picking Adnan Januzaj in there. Liam, would you agree with Sati's team there, or would you think that Manchester United should go with some different players? I mean, Januzaj hasn't played a lot recently, and he hasn't actually done a lot. But I can see where Sati's saying give him a game, especially at Old Trafford. And also he's gone for Paddy McNair there at right back. I mean, Valencia's not the best at right back, but there isn't a settled right back there, is there? I mean, it's a bit difficult. I think he will stick with Valencia at right back, but I mean, it is a possibility he could play Paddy McNair. Obviously, Raphael's out for the rest of the season, so he can't play. How would you go with it? Would you change it up or keep it similar to the Everton game?
No, I actually agree with Satty's formation. Actually, I think if it's like West, at the end of the day, it's West Brom. If it's West Brom away, maybe just stick with experience. But this is the best place, to give the youth a bit of a chance. Like, yeah, McNair, Januzaj, these are the future Manchester United. So if Van Gaal's clever, he should be sticking these kind of players in the game. If top four was a massive threat, then sure, maybe not play them. But yeah, I wouldn't change it around too much if I'm honest. I'd even stick Wilson. Just try and maybe even just give him a few minutes at the end. It's just, I think this game, try and inherit players who haven't played as much. Just try and tell them that you are still part of the United team and not just that player gets £8,000 a week and just sits on the bench. So yeah, I generally wouldn't change it around too much because obviously injuries is a massive problem at the moment. Sure. So yeah, wouldn't change it around too much.
Yeah, I'm not too sure what's happened with James Wilson. He doesn't seem to have been in the team a lot lately. He was injured a bit, but Liam, would you continue to play David De Gea for the rest of the season? I know it's been quality this season, but the last couple of games, his head doesn't seem to be quite with it in the Manchester United team. He's hasn't been as commanding as he was, and he made a mistake against Aston Villa. Do you think his head seems to be in Real Madrid now? That's how I seem to see that he probably will end up leaving. And it may be a time to maybe give Valdez a go if he's going to be the number one next season.
Yeah, transfer rumours can just muck around with your head. You don't, like you say, you don't know where you are at that stage. He's had a great season in United, but as soon as Real Madrid start, poking you, you're a bit like, oh, what do I do? I know there's been a lot of rumours that Lloris should be a very high target for United, and I think it'd be a great replacement for De Gea, sure. But it looks like Casillas could be going to Arsenal. So there's a lot of transfer going on at the moment. Valdez, he hasn't actually played much this season. He's only really played in the under-21s reserves team. So sure, why not give him a game? It's not like a massive game that it's life or death has to be won. So I don't see why you couldn't give him a game. He's still a quality keeper in my opinion. He's played, how many years did he play at Barcelona? So he's still probably got a bit of a few qualities left in him still. But it's a tough one really. I think Van Gaal will just have to confront him. Really, is your heart in United or is it thinking of going elsewhere? I think that's just the best way to try and resolve these kind of solutions. Obviously go into it in a decent manner and just say Madrid or us, but I think it's just trust you need in the club, and yeah, like I said, his recent performances haven't been amazing, but then the defence of United hasn't been amazing either, and at the time he's at United, so yeah, I can't see why there'd be no harm in starting Valdez. It's just a bit of faith in who do you want to stick with De Gea? He's played great, but it's a tough one really, but yeah, like I say, no harm in starting Valdez.
Yeah, I think that we'll probably know the outcome in the next couple of weeks when the Champions League position is secured, because I think it will get secured in the next couple of weeks. And then if he still doesn't sign a new contract, it's reports of sort of 200 a week, which is a hell of a lot of money. So if he doesn't sign it in the next couple of weeks, then I think Manchester United will have to cash in on it in the summer. Sati, how do you see? What do you see from West Brom? They're not. They're quite low down in the league. I don't know what sort of threats you see from them causing us. I know we only got a draw at West Brom. I think it was earlier in the season when we got it was a late goal to draw 2-2. Could they actually cause our defence some problems in this game, especially if we've got to play maybe Blackett at the back if Smalling and Rojo and Jones are all injured?
Yeah, obviously they do have Darren Fletcher, and I want to see Darren Fletcher do well at West Brom because he's a true legend at Man United, and he played ever so well unless his injury, that kind of boiled him out a bit. But I think the one part which we do need to be worried about West Brom is Berahino and also Sessegnon, because everyone's concentrating on Berahino a lot, and I think mostly we need to talk about Sessegnon because he's the one that's providing him the goals, and it is a big threat seeing Berahino do well and scoring lots of goals and getting assists for Adier. That's also his striker partner. So I think their attacking force is very, they score a lot of goals whenever they do play teams around them, but they haven't done so well when they played teams above them in the top four. And I think, I don't think Berahino will turn up on Saturday. I think it'll be more of the fact they may just get one scrappy goal like Aston Villa did against us, where it goes through David De Gea's legs or something like that. I think it'll be very scrappy, they'll score, but I just have a feeling that we need to have a look at maybe their midfield, because they've got Jakob and Malumbus, two of the players that are very underrated, and they're strong. They know what they're doing. They've been around for the Premier League for a long time, and I think Malumbus got more pace than Jakob, and Jakob's more just sitting there. He's a bit like, he's poor man's Carrick, that's what he is, and I think he's just a bit less. He doesn't have the abilities to do the positive thinking. Malumbus got the pace, he's got the drive, he knows what he's doing. But just going back on what Liam said about Lloris, I think Lloris has got a £17 million buyout clause if Tottenham don't get Champions League this season. So if we sign him for £17 million, obviously Spurs, I don't think are in the top four unless there's a massive slip up and from us in Liverpool. Then I think we should go all out for Lloris, because I don't think David De Gea is staying anymore. And Lloris for £17 million is a quality signing, because I think he's 24 years of age. He does ever so well for Spurs, and I think in a much bigger club, playing the Champions League, he'll do it ever so well. But I think Lloris is the main target, him or Leno from Leverkusen. But yeah, West Brom aren't that good against big teams, just teams around them. I think they prove very well.
Yeah, I mean, if Manchester United could get Tottenham's number one in, and also get, say, a Gareth Bale in from Real Madrid, if Manchester United won't really budge on selling David De Gea, then I think that would be absolutely fantastic, because I mean, as well as David De Gea has been, I mean, if you got Gareth Bale in part exchange, I mean, Gareth Bale is an absolute quality player and would make Manchester United so much better. I mean, I don't really know what the problem is with him at Real Madrid, because I mean, he scored the decisive goal in the Champions League final and that quality goal against Barcelona in the Copa del Rey final. So I mean, it's absolutely crazy that the fans can even boo a player that's done that for their club. Liam, what sort of scoreline would you go for in this game? I think it's going to be a bit of a tight game with the injuries. Do you see both teams probably scoring in this game?
Yeah, I think it might finish 1-1 seems to just be shouting out. I mean, I think they've got players that can score and they're quite quick, and I just feel like United's defence, especially without Smalling, they're just going to be it's not that good with Smalling in still, but even worse when he's not there. So that personally might even be a reason maybe to keep De Gea actually in. If you're just thinking about all the 3 points, but it is at Old Trafford, so it's quite 50-50. Asked me a few years ago, I think United 5, West Brom 0, but it's completely changed over since Fergie's left, isn't it? So yeah, I'm going to say 1-1. I'm going to say goal scores. I'm just going to say Berahino, just because he seems like the only guy that does actually seem to bag a goal. He's got 18 goals this season, so he sure hasn't done too bad. I'll give the other to Van Persie, just because he blatantly probably needs one. And if he's got any chance, I think he's a man that potentially could go in the summer. It just depends, I mean, I know Van Gaal and him like each other a lot, and they've got good chemistry, but it's just the questions, what's going to happen in this transfer market, because I think there's going to be a lot of business to be done. Yeah,
definitely. I've got a feeling that he's probably going to stay in some sort of role, even if it's substitute appearances now and again, and some first team appearances as well. I think it's going to be tight as well. I'd probably sort of edge towards sort of 2-1, probably with the same goal scorers as you probably. I think probably Van Persie would probably could nick a goal. Maybe someone else might just nick a goal, go for a Herrera as well to nick a goal. Sati, how do you see it going? Do you think it's going to be tight as well?
I'm going to go with a more positive result. I want to say a 3-0 victory for United, because I think West Brom, they don't do well against top teams, and I'm just, obviously if Smalling is out, then I can see them scoring 1 or 2. I think Smalling will be fit, and I think he may just be able to just make it in time. But I think 3-0 is comfortable with scoreline, and I'm going to go with Di Maria for 2 and Van Persie for 1. If Di Maria doesn't start, then I'll go with Luke Shaw to get 1 and also Van Persie to get 2. That's my scoreline.
Yeah, that's if these players actually do play, but it's going to be interesting to see, because I mean, it could well be that it's Blackie and McNair at the back if all the others are injured. So then I think they'd probably definitely score. Liam, do you want to just remind everyone where they can find you on Twitter?
Yeah, you can find me at Liam Pierre Edwards. That's it.
Yeah, thanks for coming on. And Sati, do you want to remind everyone where to find you?
I'm on Twitter, the United Man _MU, and also got a YouTube channel called the United Man. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, thanks for coming on. Anyway, thanks to everyone for watching. Let us know your thoughts in the comment section below about the game, the injuries, whether you think David Hare's gone or he's going to stay, or anything to do with the upcoming match. And we'll be back to talk to you again for a review of the game on Saturday.